Getting stuck is easy. Getting unstuck is not so easy, unless you know how. Whether it's personally or professionally, the steps to change are exactly the same. There's a clear-cut formula to living the life you want and deserve. Are you ready to make a change? It's easier than you think. Go to thehabitformulabook.com and get yourself a free copy. Remember, you don't even have to read it. Just do the exercises at the end of each chapter. If you want me to hold your hand, upgrade your order to the premium course. These principles are the same steps I took to work 25% less and make 30% more. If you seriously want to change something in your life, thehabitformulabook.com will show you how. And get yourself a free copy or upgrade to the premium course for even better and faster results. And get unstuck today. thehabitformulabook.com. Hey everybody, you know what time it is. It's lunchtime with the Habit Master. I'm your host, Dr. Stephanie Aldrich, and I help people break their bad habits. When you change them and break them, you change your life. Today's Business Wednesday. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff today to help you as a small business person, or even if you're on the executive level in your business, in your corporation, help you to increase business, to improve business, and for everyone to make more money and sell more products and just have more fun with it. So, before we get started, I want to talk about the Habit Formula book. You can grab your free copy. Go to thehabitformulabook.com. If you really want to dive into the information, upgrade your order. Hundreds of people over this past few months have upgraded their order, and the results that they're getting are just crazy. Been getting all kinds of emails from people, and they are making 2019 the best ever. So if you want this year to we still have a couple months left. If you want to knock it out of the park, you can, but you got to change something. As Jim Rohn said, if you want to change, you got to change. And to know how to do that, it's really easy, it's quick, but you gotta do something. And go to thehabitformulabook.com and you'll find out all the secrets that your competitors know, because I can guarantee a lot of the people are in this area that have been reading this book, and they know stuff that you don't. So if you're curious, go over there and find out what they know. So today we're talking about increase business, okay? And I know as a small business owner, I've owned this business for going on 20 years. It'll be 20 years in March, coming up in 2020. Started back in good old 2000. I know that there's so many things in business that I still don't know, that, not only do I own the business, but I'm an integral part of the business, and I pretty much wear every hat possible. I'm the marketer, I'm the manager, I do payroll, I do all the advertising, plus I'm the dentist. I fix people, I deal with staff issues, I deal with patient issues and billing and insurance. I kind of do all of it, and then the employees that I have kind of fill in everything else. When you're a small business owner, you kind of do all kinds of stuff. What we're going to kind of focus on are just 5 easy ways that I know I've started to implement more and more, that I'm really aware of what's going on in my industry, and I'm kind of tapping into that and using it to my advantage, for not only for me and my business, but also for my patients, because in the end of things, when you look at it, the patients is all that matters. When they're happy, they're going to make sure that I'm happy, right? That's my job, is to make them happy, be pain-free, and to make sure that they're smiling and eating and, living life, right? So I was looking up some challenges that small business owners have, and there were 6 big ones. One is cash flow. there's always an issue, especially with small businesses, of cash flow. Most of the time, there's a little bit of working capital, but things change so quickly that when you look at the grand scheme of things, that small amount of extra cash that you have stashed somewhere can get eaten up pretty quickly. And I know in my business, you always have ebbs and flows in business. Certain months are busier than others, and you may need to make sure that you have some excess, some surplus somewhere in the bank that you can tap into when you need it. When the market dips a little bit, you need to make sure that you have enough to cover expenses, to cover payroll, to cover anything else that you need to do, but also maybe ramp up your marketing so that you don't have as much slow time. So that's something that, as a small business owner, you have to think about. Or maybe you're an executive or you work in the accounting department. You always got to think about budgets and how the cash flow can go up and down throughout the year, and that you have to make sure that there's always a surplus in there. So sometimes you're not getting paid as much, sometimes you're not putting as much expense out, so you got to make sure that you keep your eye on cash flow and know exactly what's going in or coming in and going out to make sure that you're in business tomorrow. Because that's the key, especially for someone that's been doing this for 20 years. The key to success is always having a little bit of surplus so that you can keep your doors open tomorrow. Okay. Number 2, just regulations. Everything's changing so much. I know in dentistry, it's mostly insurance that's changing. It's getting worse and worse. It's harder and harder to make any money. Insurance probably is going to, my prediction is maybe 50 years there won't be any more insurance companies. The reason being is they don't want to pay for anything. They fight you on claims. I know as a provider, they fight me on claims all the time. They're very slow in paying. We get caught up in their red tape. Oh, we didn't get the claim. Oh, you need this, you need that, you need this. And I'm like, I already sent that. I already know how you work. And then they sit on the money. Well, if I'm paying you a service, right? I'm paying for insurance and you're not going to give me what I'm due, then I'm not going to pay you anymore. And I'm seeing more and more patients that are foregoing, especially the older that they get, they would rather just save the money and pay cash for anything because they think it's just a bunch of red tape. And I agree. I'm a provider, and I totally agree. So I think insurance, period, is going to go bye-bye. It was a good concept at the time, but anybody that's working in the insurance company, if you guys don't get your crap together, you guys are shooting yourself in the foot. And I see more and more of it. People are just foregoing getting insurance because it's not doing them any good anyway, and they're saving that money to spend it and use it on other purposes. So, make sure that you keep up with regulations and do the best you can with them. Okay. Another thing is taxes. Make sure that you have a good accountant that can, go through all the loopholes. Reason why people hate Trump is he probably gets a refund every year. The government probably owes him. Usually, anyone that's in real estate, I know I'm investing more and more of my money in real estate. There's so many tax advantages to it. Okay, don't hate the guy for using the system. You and I, as a small business owner, we can use the system too. There's so many write-offs that we can have because that's how the system works. It's built for corporations, real estate, that kind of guy, those kind of people. Take advantage of it. So make sure you have a good accountant. I know I do, and she saved me lots of money over the years by going through all the loopholes that are out there. Another issue is diversifying markets and products. As a small business owner, it's hard to keep up with every little thing, every little trend, every little product. I mean, I get like 11 journals a month on different innovative products, but I never jump on board too quickly on anything that's a new product because a lot of times they go away. Right? I've tried things here or there, try to be the first, here or there, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So make sure you're careful, especially as a small business owner. You don't have a lot of leeway for something to fail. So, see what the market, see what the trend is, but most importantly, see what your competitors are doing. If they're starting to jump on board, then obviously there's a market there, and then you can jump on board too. Number 5, marketing constraints. That's really with budget. I can market as much as I want, but you got to get a little more innovative and a little more creative when you are a small business owner, because you don't have billions of dollars of cash flow to put into the market and mass market your business and service. Another thing is just keeping up with technology and innovation. Things change very quickly now, and are you going to get swept up in that? Do you have the funds to get swept up on that in case something doesn't work out or make you any money? Sometimes things are flat and customers don't want what you have. You got to make sure that you're giving them what they want, right? That's the whole thing of business. So we're going to talk about 5 ways here that you and I, as small business owners, can improve our business. Number 1, embrace technology. What I mean by this is, I'm kind of a gadget person. I love little gadgets. And I always have to be careful, especially in the dental business. What does that gadget actually do for me? Is it going to bring me money? Is it going to save me time? Is it good for the patient, right? So I always ask myself those 3 questions. Am I going to make money with it? Is it going to save me time? Because to me, time is valuable. Is it going to be good for my patient? It has to meet all 3 of those criteria, or I won't buy it. I won't purchase it. And that's something that you as a business owner has to look at. Or if you're an executive or a team leader or whatever, and you're kind of in charge of going to the higher ups, going to management or whatever, and saying, this is what we need. This is the technology that our division needs to accomplish this. When we do this, then what does it do for us? It saves us time, it saves us money. It's more simple to communicate with our customers. It's, you gotta make sure there's enough pros to it for you to make that type of investment. As a small business owner, it's even more difficult to keep that small stash of cash flow that you have. You got to make sure that it's working for you. So if it's not saving you time so that then you can make more money, or just obviously make more money, don't do it, because all it's going to do is sit in the closet collecting dust. Nobody's ever going to use it, and it's just a waste of money. If you want to waste money, you can just send me a check at my email address or whatever. Send me a PayPal, and I'll gladly spend the money that you're wasting. Okay? Great. Number 2, use social media. This right here is the key to any small business success. Okay? Don't go on Facebook. Don't go on Instagram. Don't go anywhere. Use it. Don't get on there just to look at your friends or show pictures of your dog or something cute like that. Don't be a watcher or an observer. Be a newsmaker. Be someone that someone else is watching. This is what I'm doing here on Facebook here. I have people watching me talk about business, talk about 5 ways to improve their business, right? It gets myself out there, my business out there. It tells you about my book, The Habit Formula. It tells you about all the stuff that I'm doing, and it costs me nothing. It does cost me some time, but I do it on my lunch hour. I scarf down my lunch either before the show or after the show. I try to keep things to about a half an hour, and it takes me maybe 10 minutes to prepare for the day, for the show. So I'm not wasting that much time. And the payback, the feedback that I get from people every day is remarkable. And you too, if you need to send me a comment, you have a question about anything that I can do research on and talk about on a show, drop me a comment right below this video. Drop me a comment or email me at docaldrich@gmail.com. I get all the emails. I have one email account. That's all I get. Okay? So use the social media to your advantage. It's free and it's the cheapest marketing. So the cheapest marketing is word of mouth, right? It's referrals. Somebody tells somebody that they used your service or product and they just love you, right? This is called social media times 1 million, right? That's what it is. It's word of mouth. You get to meet me. You get to listen to me. You get to see how I present stuff and, what I'm talking about. And if you like me, you're going to do business with me, right? So answer some questions that you usually get from customers. That's all that I do. Every single day that I'm on here with you is stuff that I'm going through as a business owner, as a dentist, as a mom, just as a person that's trying to improve herself. I'm in my 40s. I want to make sure that my life is as fulfilled as I can get because I'm halfway to a different, type of life. And I want to make sure that I'm doing the most that I can, right? Social media, use it. Don't be just an observer of it. Use it. Use it to your advantage. Answer questions to your customers or potential customers out there. If you're a roofer, you can talk about, 5 ways in the winter to, keep the snow off your roof or, whatever it is. You can talk to customers directly and it's free. And what it'll do is it'll get your name around there. They can meet you and talk with you through comments or through the social media realm, and then they can see if they want to buy from you. So it's an easy and inexpensive technology that anybody can use. Use your iPhone or Android. The apps are right there. That's all I'm doing. I've got a $20 microphone, and they have some that are more expensive and, that don't plug in and all that stuff. I just have a simple one. It's easy. Right? And this is my personal office. I just have an extra bit of room that I'm using to set up the studio. So it's really easy to do something like that. You could just be walking or talking in your car. Use social media to your advantage. Number 3, competition. And you say, what? How can my competition increase my business? Look and see what your competitors are doing. What kind of technology? What are they marketing? What kind of technology are they implementing? What's different about their business? Do they have a different type of, way that they communicate with their customers? Do they have a better follow-up system? Do they have, are they giving different types of services or package them differently along with their products or something like that you're not currently doing? If so, look at them, look at the competition and start implementing those things. Obviously it's working for them. If it wasn't, they wouldn't be doing it. So, send some spies, do some type of investigation in them, look at their marketing and their advertising, look at their social media accounts and see what they're advertising, see what they're spending their time on, their focus on, their marketing dollars on. And then do the same thing. Think of McDonald's, right? So they're going into a new market and, and I know this is probably overdone, but let's say back in, the 60s, new markets were popping up everywhere, What happened? When there was a certain population, McDonald's was set up on the corner, of the main town, right? Then all of a sudden you'd see a Arby's, a Wendy's, a Pizza Hut, whatever, and then a Burger King right across the street or right near them, right? Because they knew that McDonald's had done all of the market research, and they knew that was a good spot to, invest and to open up a new business. You can do the same thing. You can ride their coattails. You don't necessarily have to be first to market. We'll get into that in a second. But if you're not first to market, don't be the last one to the market, right? Always be constantly looking at your competitors because everybody has competitors. Whether you're globally, they're trying to get into different markets globally, or if you're a small town mom and pop shop, see what problems your competitors are solving, the issues that your competitors are handling, and jump in on the bandwagon. Okay, number 4, kind of goes along with this is be first to market. You know, McDonald's really has crappy food, okay? I do like their french fries. But, you know, burgers, there's so many better burgers. I can make a better burger. You know, it's convenience. It's, you know, being cheap. But most of all, it's because they were first to market. They really were the first company to globally start expanding their franchises. And like I said, they did the research and they would pop up a franchise, you know, in town, in the center of town. They're one of the largest organizations that own real estate in the world. You know, they have franchises all over the place, you know, in every city and in every country, right? In airports and bus stops and, you know, just in towns, period, right? First to market. If you're not first to market, then just see what everybody else does and make sure you grab a piece of the pie. There's plenty of pie for everybody, okay? There's plenty of people that have issues and problems. You got to make sure you know what they are and be able to solve them. So if you're not first, which, you know, is a whole other thing, you got to really be up on trends and issues that your salespeople see with, you know, with your products or services, or lack of, or new problems that your customers are facing, or non-customers. If you can grab a hold of that share, you will dominate. But sometimes you're just busy, you don't have a lot of staff, and you're just trying to keep your head above water as a small business owner, right? Well, first to market may not be, you know, something that a strategy that you want to implement, but maybe just seeing what the competition is and observing what they're doing and try to, you know, ride the horse on that, ride the coattails, that's okay too. But that's going to increase your business too. So if you're not first to market, just look and see what the competition's doing, and that will definitely increase your business and ways to expand things. And the fifth thing, and this is something that I've learned over the years, and it really comes with experience, is simplify. People think that a solution to a problem needs to be complicated. Well, we have to go through HR, and we have to do this, and we have to do that, and get this approved, and all this stuff. If you make it that hard to implement a new product or service into your business, there's too much red tape, there's too many steps for your staff to take. Let's say that it's, you know, a new service, and it takes 3 months to train them on it. Do you really think that that's simple? Do you really think that that's going to be easy to implement for anybody? If your product is really a complicated kind of thing, do you think anybody's going to buy it? Right? It takes 15 people to set it up, and, you know, you have to constantly update it and all of that. That's creating more problems than it is solving. You know, think of all of the drugs on the market now, right? And they solve one problem here, but then they can cause 15 other problems. Well, maybe that first problem's not so bad. Oh, I have itchy skin, but everywhere else it's going to cause me brain damage and memory loss and anal leakage. That's probably one of my favorite ones. I'm like, why would I want all of that other issues when I just have flaky, itchy skin? Okay? I can deal with that, right? Make sure that any of these things, technology, you know, any new product or service that you're trying to incorporate into your business is simple, and it's going to be used to simplify something else. It's going to simplify and create time. We're going to dummy down all the paperwork and record keeping that we have to do every day. I know for my business, we have a software that I pre-make every code that we have. I have sat down, I took the time, and I pre-made notes. Okay, so it's a generic note, and then all I have to do is go back and kind of fiddle with it just a little bit. It takes me literally a minute, maybe a minute and a half to go back and tweak it just a little bit so I can customize it to that patient, to that certain circumstance, to what happened that certain day, right? But I made it easy. I don't have to retype every single thing, and neither does my staff. I did it for them too. So all I have to do is kind of check mark things in different categories so that everything is covered. Everything looks the same. It's easy to go back into time in the past and look up something that we did previously because everything's simplified and it's all the same. Every time we do it, it's the same way. How can you simplify the things that are going on in your business? The way that you're following up customers, the way that you're even talking to customers, your demonstration and presentations. Is there any way to make it more compact, to kind of leave out some of the mumbo jumbo that you think that you should include, but yet the customer's not really interested in that? Can you make it more simple for them to give you money, for them to get your product or service? Is there a way to simplify that process? There's so many systems and processes in a small business. The route from product to sale of the product needs to be as simple as possible. And also the training to use it needs to be simple. So there's a lot of different, moving parts in a small business. Try to do your best to simplify it. The more simple it is, the faster things go, the more products or services you can get out into the market, and the easier it is for somebody to buy from you. When you do those things and you simplify as much as possible, you're going to increase business. The bottom line is going to shoot up because it's not taking as much time. So that also goes in with technology and maybe competition to see what they're doing, right? If you can simplify things and incorporate other things into it to save time and money and all of that stuff that goes with it, you can increase your business. So I hope this helps you guys. Let's go over the 5 ways that you can increase your small business. Number 1, embrace technology. You don't have to jump on every single new gadget or software program that's out there, but is it going to save you time? And is it going to make you more money? If it does that, then maybe you need to incorporate that into your business, right? Number 2, social media. Basically, don't be a spectator on it. Use it. It's free. It only takes a little bit of time. You can be creative with it. You can do it live like what I'm doing here. You can edit things. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can even put somebody else in charge. Put your teenager in charge. They will love it and they will do a heck of a lot better than you're doing with it. But use it. Use it to get your product and service out into the marketplace so people can meet you. People buy from people that they know and like. Be the likable person and introduce yourself to the market so they can see what you're about. See what your style is, how you talk about things, how you explain things, and if you're being honest with them or not. People know what a BSer is. They can tell, right? Use social media to your advantage and you will increase your business. Number 3, competition. Look and see what other people are doing. They're not going to market things, which cost money and time. They're not going to be providing other products and services if there wasn't a market for it. So this is an easy way to increase business. Ride the coattails. Grab a hold of the reins and go for it, right? See what they're doing and what they're having success with. You'll be able to see very easily. You can check anything out. Check out their social media, check out their advertising, check out their website. A lot of times they'll have products listed and jump on board. You'll be able to see what they're doing because they'll get rid of the stuff that's not being productive, that's not making them money. See what they're doing and jump on board. Number 4, you can also be first one to market. So if you do have some extra cash flow, you do have, kind of a keen sense of what the industry is going, what the trends are, what your customers need, you can be first to market. Sometimes you don't have the budget to do all of that kind of thing, and look at the trends and, do all the investigation for that. If not, that's fine. Just look at what the competitors are doing. Let them spend their money on all that stuff, and you just ride the coattails. The fifth thing that you can do is simplify everything. If you save yourself more time with the whole sales process, with how you research new products or services, with how you go from product to sale, with how you train your staff, the more simple everything is, the easier it is for you to make money, because you're taking time out of it, you're taking complication out of it, and people will pick things up very easily. So things do not have to be more complicated in business. If you simplify them, you will actually create a sense of understanding from your customers or from people that aren't customers yet but are looking at your product or service. And if they know that they can use it because it's simple to use, they're going to want to jump on board. They don't want to complicate their lives. They want to buy something that's going to solve their problem, not make other problems. Remember the drug thing that we were just talking about. We don't want to solve one issue and cause 20 other side effects, right? Simplify everything. You will increase your business 100-fold if you can simplify as much of the process as possible. So I hope this helps everybody. It's easy to get overwhelmed in small business because a lot of times, you're the manager, the marketer, the trendsetter, all of it. But if you can kind of focus on these 5 things, and I know for me, that's where we've been focusing on lately. And it's been cheap. And it really has made a difference to make sure that I'm as efficient and productive as I can be. So remember, you can check us out on iTunes or Spotify. Go to the Lunchtime with the Habit Master show and download that, subscribe and become a member so you don't miss any episodes. And also go to my YouTube channel. It's called the Habit Master channel. And I've got all kinds of awesome videos on there and things that are going to be coming up that are pretty cool. I've been messing around with stuff. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching, and let's build good habits together.